And we are up and live. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. It's Ted and myself. Say hi, Ted.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, TGIF. Am I right?
It's Ted and myself. Okay, and there goes my phone. Always goes off. Come on. Okay, so I hope everybody had a good week. I had a great day today. I drove about somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 miles. For me, that's a great day.
I got my full driver's license not too long ago, 2 hours ago. They gave me the paper. The actual license is going to come in the mail.
Oh, did you just get your driver's license recently?
Yeah, today.
Oh, no, I mean, I didn't know you didn't have one already.
No, I just had the learner's permit.
Oh, okay. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It was I think COVID actually made the DMV experience a lot simpler because, you can only go in there with an appointment. And when you go in there, I wish there was a way I could just cast my photo into that stream, but it's all nicely spaced out with a woman just cleaning the seats. It can only sit like maybe 30 people at most.
Okay.
So
all right, well, I'm glad you got it.
Yeah.
I need to welcome who's here. So, of course, Nigel was first. How he was in there seconds after I put it up. And of course,
he's waiting for it.
Yeah, I was a little late putting it up because I got home from work so late. So Nigel was first, 6 was 2 minutes behind him. Serrano was next, then Brian, then Alan from Phone Tech at Work, and then Robert came in. So, and then Zoop Tech came in a little while ago, and he was anxious to get started, so I figured I'd better get started, so I did. And now Eleanor's in here. Look at she's saying hola. Hi, Eleanor.
Good evening, Miss Hayes.
Okay. So we have some stuff to cover, so let's get started. I'm going to put up the first one. Share the screen right now. And we're going to start with the big news of this week. So this is from Android Central. Oh, yeah, I put in the show notes. If you guys look up, I put a link in the comments. If you put that link into a browser, you'll go right to the show notes, which is on my website.
I don't see it in the description, though.
No, I didn't put it in the description. I stuck it in the notes here. Okay, so this is on Android Central. Of course, the big thing this week was, ZoopTech says he's going to start making videos soon. Well, we'll be looking forward to that, so make sure you let us know. So, and now Jay Williams is in here. Wait, there he is.
So, Mobile Geezer, when I search your name, your YouTube channel comes up, then your Twitter, then your Flickr, and then Product Hunt, Computer World.
I don't know where that Flickr came from. The website is mobilegeezer.wordpress.com.
Okay.
And of course, Nigel is saying hello to Eleanor. Nigel calls Eleanor a big sis.
All right, I got your stories up. Very good.
Okay, and Gary Brown is here. Hey, Gary, good to see you, brother. Okay, yeah, we need some snide comments anyway.
Hey, Gary. Hey, Will, what's up? What's up, Will?
That. All right, first story.
Actually, Will, do you want to come on? Did you put the link for Will to give? Did you leave an invite for Will in the Discord? Telegram.
No, I did not. Can you do it? Can you do it while I start the first story? All right, wait a minute.
Yep, I can do it.
Okay. All right, meanwhile, the big event, of course, was the Pixel and everything else. So let's start with that. Pixel.
You forgot about that.
Okay. Everything Google announced, from Pixels to Nest Audio to Chromecast with Google TV. We finally got to see the new phones, streaming goggles, and speakers that we've all been waiting for. The now newly normal trend of online announcements taking the place of live product showcases in these pandemic times continued this week with Google's latest hardware launch, the launch night in Pixel 5 event. Coming a week after Amazon's fall 2020 hardware event, Google finally released several of its most highly anticipated devices of the year, including new Pixel phones, a new Chromecast dongle that runs Google TV, and a new Nest Audio speakers. And if you guys click on that link, he did a nice job of running through the whole thing in like 5 minutes. Google took a slightly different approach with its virtual announcements, opting to introduce the products in a more informal way in what it called its launch night in event. The launch night is a bit of a misnomer as the event took place during the middle of the day. But just go with us on this one. It was a fun, intimate presentation on the couch with millions of our closest friends. Following this summer's release of the Pixel 4a right there. The wait for the top-of-the-line Google Pixel phones is over with the official announcement of the Pixel 5 and Pixel 4a 5G smartphones. The Google Pixel 5 comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765 chipset, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and 128 gigabytes of storage. The battery comes in at 4,080 milliamp to power its 6-inch OLED display with full HD plus resolution and a 90 hertz refresh rate. What is unique about this version is that it has an aluminum casing, but is still capable of QI wireless charging, and it can support reverse wireless charging. It has 2 rear cameras, a 12.2 primary camera with f1.7 aperture and OIS, and a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera, f2.2 aperture. The Pixel 5 is available in 2 colors, just black and sort of sage. It is available for pre-order now and will ship in late October. The Pixel 4a 5G is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G and comes with 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, and a 3,800 milliamp battery with support for 18-watt wired charging. And like its smaller Pixel 4a sibling, it also comes with a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. The phone will have a similar plastic casing to the 4a, and like that smaller phone, it won't be able to support wireless charging. The 4a 5G will not be available until mid-November, but you can sign up on a wait list from the Google Store website. In addition to the new hardware, Google announced several software updates worth noting, including new camera features. The Pixel 5 now supports 4K video recording at 60 frames per second. I guess everybody can say yay for that. Along with several new video modes, including locked, active, and cinematic. I don't know what locked is. Both phones will continue to support Google's amazing night sight, astrophotography, and HDR plus modes. Hold for me. This is pretty cool. The Pixel line already had leading call screening support, but the new Pixels bring something called Hold for Me, which allows the Google Assistant to wait on hold in your place and then alert you when someone on the other end picks up the phone. I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, so you can see it's $699 at Amazon, Best Buy, and B&H for the Pixel 5, and $499 at the Google Store for the Pixel 4a 5G. New Chromecast with Google TV. The new Chromecast with Google TV is an update to the company's existing Chromecast dongle devices with a few significant improvements. First off, the new device has a softer, more refined look, and let's see, you can see it right there. And is available in 3 beautiful colors: snow, sunrise, and sky. The new Chromecast with Google TV also comes with a remote that is comfortable and easy to use. It features large, prominent buttons, the foremost of which is a quick access button to the Google Assistant, much like the Alexa voice remote that comes with Amazon's Fire TV sticks and other Fire TV devices. There are also quick access buttons for popular streaming services like YouTube and Netflix. The device is capable of streaming video up to 4K at 60 frames per second and supports Dolby Vision and Dolby Audio via HDMI pass-through. With the new Chromecast, users will be able to pull up their Nest Cam feeds on their TV and control their smart homes via Google Assistant. Google also said that the new Chromecast would support Stadia sometime in early 2021. You can pre-order the new Google Chromecast with Google TV today, and it will be available at other retailers on October 15th, though many have reported seeing it in retail stores as of today, September 30th, which was 2 days ago. And yeah, one of the guys that I subscribed to, he went and found it at a Best Buy, and he showed it off yesterday, and it looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, they've been at retail stores for the past 2 weeks.
Okay, listen.
It just hasn't been on their system to sell.
Okay, I thought it was like a week, but okay. So a lot of people have their hands on it already. New Google TV UI, perhaps the most significant announcement for this new device, is the fact that it comes enabled with an all-new Google TV entertainment experience. Important new user interface features include a For You tab with personalized recommendations based on your previous viewing habits, a watch list to let you save items for later, and access to more than 6,500 apps. There's an ambient mode that can turn your TV into the world's largest digital picture frame. That sounds interesting if you want to leave your TV all the time to see pictures. The new Google TV interface will begin rolling out to televisions from other Android TV OS partners starting in 2021. Nest Audio Speaker. The Nest Audio Speaker is a dedicated smart speaker in the Google Nest lineup that replaces the original Google Home and fits nicely between the Nest Mini and Google Home Max. The new speaker is 75% louder and has 50% more bass than the original Google Home Smart speaker. It can be paired with the second Nest Audio for stereo sound that comes with a built-in 19mm tweeter and 75mm woofer. Yeah, when they did the demo in the presentation, it was pretty cool because he had it going in like 3 rooms at once, or he could tell us you're just playing 1 room or 2 rooms or 3 rooms. So that was pretty cool, I thought. It comes in 5 colors, including sand, chalk, sky, charcoal, and sage. Pre-orders are now open, and the device will be available on October 5th, so Monday. Okay, and that's it. So that was everything announced. I think they did a pretty good job. Did you watch the presentation at all, Ted?
Yeah, I was watching it through Jerome's live stream.
Okay, I didn't see it till I got home, but I watched almost all of it. I thought it was pretty cool. And,
I mean, it was an easy thing to watch since it's only 30 minutes.
Yeah, but I thought the stuff they did was pretty cool. Let me welcome Big House. Welcome, brother. Good to see you in here. And Will, did you send Will the link?
Yeah, it's on the Telegram. He's doing assignments right now. Let's just give him a good show.
Okay. This is what Will's saying. If you want water resistance, has wireless charger, etc., get the 5. Otherwise, get the 4A and 5G. Absolutely, I agree 100%.
Yeah, actually, I think you should show Gary's comment at 7:10 p.m. what he says about the whole event. It's funny.
7:10 p.m.
Well, I suppose it's 7:10. Yeah, 7:10 p.m.
Oh, your time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Good.
He's right on the nose on that.
Well, Google is always selling the Google. That's what everything is about with Google. That makes perfect sense to me. There's a nice comment from Zoop Tech.
But what did I like? What was the product that had my interest the most?
Yeah, for me, it would be the Google TV, I think.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think I'm going to get it, though, in terms of I'm happy with my Chromecast.
I have 3 Chromecasts already, so. You see, I have 3. Elma has 3 also, so. let's see.
I do like the speaker. The speaker with that better quality for $100 is nice, especially
Okay.
if it's going to be discounted for
Ye-
the
Yep.
holiday season.
Is this true what Gary is saying here?
What's he say? Yes, it was so true.
Was he really all that upset?
As soon as they said 700, he was like, "Ah!" I wish I could cast a meme.
Well, he had said for weeks he was going to be upset if it was going to be 700, so it makes sense. All right, Big House is asking you a question, Gary. So you, of course, we're all interested to know the answer to that. I'd be shocked if Gary didn't get it. All right. Okay. I think unless anybody's gotten it. Okay.
Actually,
And there's Gary's answer. He already said. Yeah, everybody would have been shocked if you didn't get it, Gary. So that makes perfect sense. So I'm assuming you got the 5 and not the 4A 5G. All right, let me kill this.
actually, I do. I captured Jerome's face when they announced the price. Let me share it with you.
Okay.
This was the freeze frame he had. Yep, that was his face.
Oh, that's
Yep,
okay.
that was the exact screen grab.
I
Yep,
get
sure.
it. He really didn't like the price. Okay. Yeah, and bad news. I mean, Gary says yes. It's the 5A, the Yada edition.
I don't know why. It's $700. It's a good price.
I think for what you're getting for wireless charging, and yeah, I think it's a good price. You know, now you have a wide-angle camera. I think it's a good price. But,
Yeah, it's giving everything the LG Velvet
yeah,
gives you,
and
pretty
everything
much.
people were asking for. You know,
Yeah,
so,
except the reverse wireless charger. I didn't really give two hoots
yeah,
about that.
I was surprised they included that. So for the price, I think it's just fine. Oh, and I just had one more quick story, just a small follow-up on that. Let me share the screen.
What broke my heart was the fact that they didn't have a headphone jack. Like, you think they did it with the Pixel 4
yeah.
and 5G. You could have done it
Yeah,
with the
they
Pixel
only do it
5.
with the A versions. I don't know why. Anyway, let me read this one and I'll give you the next one because this one's real short. This one just explains why there is no Google Pixel 5 XL this year. The Pixel 4a 5G was initially slated to be the regular Pixel 5, with the Pixel 5 called the Pixel 5S. Confusing, isn't it? The Pixel 5 is now official, and Google is offering a single variant in its flagship series this year, breaking away from previous Pixel releases. There's a good reason for this, and it has to do with manufacturing setbacks Google faced due to the pandemic. Google originally intended to release 2 phones in the Pixel 5 series, a regular variant and a more premium version that would have been called the Pixel 5S. The Pixel 5S moniker was still in effect as the phones made their way through engineering validation tests, a testing phase where hardware issues are ironed out, but Google changed the naming convention shortly thereafter. The change was largely because of delays with the launch of the Pixel 4a. The Pixel 4a was initially slated to debut at I/O 2020 back in May, with Google counting on its mid-range phone being on shelves for 5 months before the Pixel 5 series showed up in October. But with the launch date for the phone pushed back to August and retail availability not kicking off until August 20th, Google had to rethink its 2020 naming strategy. The regular Pixel 5 became the Pixel 4a 5G. At one point, it was called the Pixel 4a XL, and the Pixel 5S became the Pixel 5. Google didn't want to cannibalize sales of the Pixel 4a by announcing 2 models in the Pixel 5 series just a few months after the 4a made its debut, and that's why it went with the Pixel 4a 5G moniker for the regular Pixel 5. But even if Google retained the naming convention and released the devices as Pixel 5 and 5S, there's the fact that we're missing an XL moniker this year. While the naming Google ultimately went with adds more confusion, it certainly does. there is a large variant in the Pixel 2020 lineup, and that's the Pixel 4a 5G. The Pixel 4a has a 5.81-inch display. The Pixel 5 comes with a 6.0-inch display, and the Pixel 4a 5G is the largest of the lot with a 6.2-inch display. That's just 0.1 inches shorter than last year's 6.3-inch Pixel 4 XL. So if you've used the XL variants of Pixel phones in the past and are looking for a 2020 Pixel phone with a large screen, the Pixel 4a 5G is the ideal option for you. All three 2020 Pixels have OLED panels in the same FHD Plus resolution, so you're not missing out on much with the Pixel 4a 5G. The only difference in terms of the screen between the Pixel 4a 5G and the Pixel 5 is that the latter has a 90 hertz refresh rate, with the 4a 5G limited to 60 hertz. But the upside is that the Pixel 4a 5G is powered by the same Snapdragon 765G chipset as the Pixel 5. There's also a generous 3,855 milliamp battery, and while that's lower than the 480 milliamp on the Pixel 5, the fact that there's no power-hungry 90 hertz panel on this 4a 5G means you should see similar battery life on both devices. The Pixel 4a 5G has a 3.5 millimeter jack, unlike the Pixel 5. But the biggest difference this year is that the 4a 5G is available for just $499, making it a fantastic choice if you're looking to switch to a new Pixel in 2020. The Pixel 5, meanwhile, is debuting at $699. And the hardware on offer makes it a contender for one of the best Android phones of the year. So that's why there's no XL version, simply because of the pandemic.
Well.
Let's see what.
Did any of you guys? Let me ask the comments. Did anyone want a bigger phone anyway?
I kind of like the 4A. You know, the 4A is small, but I guess I like the 3A. I like the 4A. So, but yeah, if you wanted a bigger phone, I'd probably go with the 4A 5G also.
I don't know why. I think Jerome's only mad at the Verizon at Big House. What Big House is saying, he's only mad because they got the monopoly on the white color. Otherwise, you know, you don't have to care. You really shouldn't care. I'm surprised Verizon got the monopoly on the white color, not red or something, which is more in line with their brand. That's what you would think, yeah. Yeah.
Zooptech said this, and then he followed it up with this. Okay. Let's see. Brian is saying, I don't care much about the chip as Jerome, but now there are H65 devices that are cheaper. That's true. So the Pixel 5 value-wise isn't great, but if it remains fast and is optimized, I'm okay with it. That makes perfect sense. Will is saying, oh, wait a minute. Okay, Will is saying, but the 5G has better build material, wireless charging, IP rating, both 5G coverages, and bigger battery. And he's right there. Yeah.
They were able to put wireless charging on an aluminum phone.
Yeah, that's what surprised people. You know.
Apparently, they used this bio-resin material, so they put the wireless coils between that. So I guess the phone isn't fully aluminum.
Well, I think that's pretty good though. Nobody expected it. Here, Robert was saying he would get the 5G version of the 4A. Seems like a better deal, but he would never get a Pixel in the first place. Okay, Brian may hurt you. I mean, Gary may hurt you. Sorry. Let's see. All right. So now we're.
He's right. Who put that up? Robert. Yeah, Robert has a point. Robert only likes those flagship phones, and Pixel is decidedly not a flagship phone anymore.
Well, like Jaime Rivera was saying in last night's Pocket Now, it's like, I guess this is their flagship, if you want to call it that. You know.
This is the Pixel 5 is the participation phone. This is what we,
That's a
this is what this is what we put out, guys. Go ahead and buy it, please.
We'll say, and they said there's a window cutout for wireless charging. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's how they made it work. Okay. Makes sense. All right. Now let's move on to upcoming. And you want to take this one? This is going to be the AT.
I don't like to get involved with these rumors. Well, I suppose I don't really give a damn about OnePlus, so I'll do it.
All right.
All right.
This is on AndroidAuthority.com.
Mm-hmm. All right. When OnePlus introduced the OnePlus 7 Pro in 2019, it followed up with the 7T Pro later the same year, in addition to releasing the 7 and the 7T. Based on the fact, you might think OnePlus would follow a similar strategy in 2020. After all, it started with the year with the OnePlus 8 series with the usual vanilla and Pro models. But OnePlus plans to do things differently this year, with CEO Pete Lau recently confirming the company doesn't plan to release an 8T Pro. And who can blame OnePlus? There weren't a lot of notable differences between the 7 Pro and the 7T Pro, giving the company's diehard fans little reason to upgrade to the latter. With a new mid-range offering in the OnePlus Nord and seemingly even more affordable phone reportedly on the way, OnePlus could use a more streamlined setup. That is so true. We've rounded up everything we know about the OnePlus 8T with all the leaks, rumors, and confirmed details so far. So when is the release date? The OnePlus is confirmed to unveil on October 14th. Company will show off the phone through an online event scheduled at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It's just one phone. Why would it be in an online event? Gosh, guys. OnePlus usually starts slowly dripping information about its new phone on Twitter and other social media platforms weeks in advance of an official announcement, with the company acknowledging the existence of the AT, which we should get more information soon. Aside from the OnePlus 6T, where the company removed the OnePlus 6's headphone jack, don't remind me, OnePlus has typically played it safe with the T series phones. We don't expect to see it move away from the practice with the AT. Looking up at OnePlus 8 and AT next to one another, they should be identical from the front. We know that thanks to an image fans pulled from the fourth Android 11 developer preview OnePlus released, where the AT could deviate from its predecessor as a rectangular camera housing. More on that below. In a recent interview with TechRadar, Lau confirmed the phone will feature a 6.5-inch AMOLED with 120 refresh hertz rate. He also said the phone's new 2.5D flexible screen will allow its panel to hit a peak brightness of 1100 nits, making it better suited for outdoor use with a 91.9% screen-to-body ratio. In the past, OnePlus has used the T-Series phones to give its fans a chance to upgrade to the latest silicon from Qualcomm. That may not be the case this year. Instead, chipmaker's new Snapdragon 865 Plus processor, it looks like OnePlus will stick with the Snapdragon 865. That might seem like a bummer, but the 865 Plus is only a minor update over the already fast 865. As for RAM, you can expect OnePlus to offer the 8T in 8 GB or 12 GB configuration. This time around, you may also have the option to configure the 12 GB model with 128 GB of storage if you don't want or need 256 GB of storage. Then there's a camera array we mentioned. We expect the AT will feature a quad camera setup, 48, 16, 5, and 2 megapixels, complementing wide, ultra-wide, macro, and portrait. If this is respective, then are they saying the 2 megapixel sensor is the portrait lens?
No, that 2 megapixels I would think would have to be the macro. Okay. Yeah, maybe they just didn't put them in the same order, I think.
Okay. Add a 32 megapixel selfie shooter to that, and you have a more versatile OnePlus 8 Pro. OnePlus could further augment the AT's camera setup with new software features like 8K capture at 960 frames per second. I'll believe that when I see it.
Okay.
With all those new components to power, the OnePlus 8T will come with a bigger 4500 milliamp hour battery. That's not that big. Since the OnePlus 6T McLaren Edition, OnePlus has bundled its 30-watt warp charge adapter to its phone. That's put the company on the back foot against some of its competitors. The good news is that 8T will come with a new 65-watt charger. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks to the new charger and an updated dual battery layout, OnePlus says you can charge the phone to full in 39 minutes and 58% in 15 minutes. What's less clear is whether the phone will include wireless charging. After the OnePlus 8 Pro, it will still be a step back from the 8T to not have that feature, but OnePlus may skip on it to save on cost. OnePlus has confirmed on the OnePlus 8T will run on Android 11 based Oxygen OS 11 out of the box. That means OnePlus 8T buyers will be getting the redesigned Oxygen OS UI and a bunch of new features from day one, as well as the tweaks in Android 11. Check our hands-on with the retooled Android skin below for more info. Typically, each new OnePlus flagship has cost more than its predecessor. The OnePlus 8T may break that trend, however. Leaker Ishan Agwal recently said the 8GB base model will start at $700. That's not bad. Making it 50 euros cheaper than the OnePlus 8T, which sells for 649 euros at the moment. The Amazon link we mentioned above listed a 693 euro price, $815, for the 12GB, 256GB variant. The price is likely a placeholder, but it provides a good ballpark for what we can expect from the 8T.
Okay, so that I think for the 12GB 256, I don't think 815 is such a bad price. I'm not going to be getting it, but I don't think it's a bad price. What do you think?
At the $815 price?
Yeah.
For that 12GB variant, no, that seems good.
That seems good to me.
To be honest, I don't know why OnePlus is still insisting on doing a new phone. Well, I think Pete Lau or the other guy, Carl Pei, they said that the T series wasn't a guaranteed release. So, some years they'll do it and some years they won't. This seems like a year that they shouldn't do it.
I would have thought so with the Nord, but yeah, that would make sense to me. Let me see what the comments are saying.
Like it's a faster refresh screen, a faster charger, and then the new OS. Like they can just put that in the new phone for next year, guys.
And the cameras. The cameras a little bit better.
They're always shuffling things around for the cameers.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, Gary has his usual type of comment.
But yeah, they always shuffle around the cameras, and that doesn't mean it's better. It just means it's different.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that. Only reason I'm not getting one is because I'm getting too many phones, and I'm waiting for the last phone I'm buying this year is going to be the new Apple phone.
Yeah, Gary's saying who needs all that RAM, and he's right. Gary says for Android, all you need pretty much is 8GB. Anything more is just you're not using. You can't use.
Yeah. Oh, well, Gary's saying who needs that, and Robert is saying because why not? I'll buy that.
Because why not? Because you're paying for it. You're paying for something that you're not using.
And Big House has an answer also. So there you go. All right, so just wanted to, I think I have one more story for OnePlus. Let's see.
And Will is like the 4A will still be better.
Well, that's true. I mean, nobody's going to argue that's not true. All right, I got one more short story regarding the 8T. I'm not even going to go with it because we already said that it's coming with Android 11, so I'm just going to skip that story. So let's go down to the LG Wing. Okay, so this one will be me. What are you whistling? What are you doing?
Now that's the sound it makes when I open up a link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, it seems like a lot of people are fascinated by the LG Wing. I'm not, I don't think, so far. Haven't watched that much coverage on it yet.
You
But
haven't seen a swivel phone since a Sidekick, and you're not excited?
that's true, but I never had a size. Okay, this is on The Verge. And I guess Verizon's the first one to get it. The LG Wing gets a $999 price and October 15th release date on Verizon. We got a bunch of phones coming on the 12th. I think the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th. Like, there's going to be a bunch of phones that week.
Yeah, that's why they call it Techtober.
Yeah. So LG's wild sliding phone won't be cheap. Yeah, we know that. LG's wild-looking Wing smartphone, there it is, has gotten a U.S. price and release date. It'll cost $999 and be available October 15th, at least at Verizon, with pre-order set to begin October 1st. So that would have started yesterday. The news confirms what many had already expected about the dual-screen device. It's not going to be cheap. As is usually the case with a new Verizon phone launch, there's also a variety of trade-in offers and discounts to help cut down that big price tag. The company is offering up to $750 discount when adding a line to an unlimited plan and trading in a phone, up to $500 off for existing unlimited plan customers who trade in a device, or a $250 Verizon gift card for new customers who are porting the line. But even with those discounts, there's no other way to slice it. You're paying a lot of money for the novelty of LG's twisting screen design. The Wing offers two displays with a 6.8-inch main display that slides up and down to reveal a second 3.9-inch panel using a clever hinge mechanism. It also features a Snapdragon 765G processor with Qualcomm's integrated X52 modem for 5G support, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, a 4,000 milliamp battery, and an in-display fingerprint sensor and support for wireless charging.
See, if that's 765, that's a problem.
You think it's a problem?
Yeah, for $1,000. If it was an 865, then people wouldn't be complaining.
Well, yeah, that is true. LG has also promised that the Wing will be out on AT&T and T-Mobile later this fall, but there's no news on pricing or timing for those models yet. It's not clear if the Verizon model, which the company says supports its mmWave network, is a different version from the upcoming AT&T and T-Mobile variants, as has been the case with other phones like the Velvet. If so, there's a chance the Verizon model is charging a premium for the added network support, although we have to wait for the other carriers to make their own announcements for sure.
So it would probably be $899, because I'm assuming if Verizon is charging $100 extra because of their UW frequencies, yeah. So maybe it's $100 based off the Pixel 5, their variant.
Perfect sense to me.
So guys, $899, is that too much then? Is $899 okay?
Depends on how much you want that, be able to twist that phone around, I guess. So far, I'm not particularly intrigued. But I don't know if Jay Will is still in here. But Jay, if you're still in here, let me know if you're going to get the LG Wing, because you usually get just about everything. So I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, Brian and I are on the same mind on this thing.
Okay. Fascinating for a stack.
No, the other one, the further down.
Further up or down?
Further down.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. Now, see, Robert is saying that. He doesn't think it's too bad. Oh, thank you, Will. Really appreciate it. Got the super chat from Will. Thank you very much, Will. Appreciate it. Add Google Daydream to the Google graveyard. Well, that's true. That is very true.
That is sad, yeah. I remember when the Axon 7 was making a big deal about that. Like, hey, we're the cheapest phone to support Google Daydream.
Well, at the time, there was a whole lot of talk about it from everybody. Remember?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was the new hotness at the time. What was that, 3 years ago?
Yeah. 3
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
After
Anyway.
it got that marshmallow update.
Yeah. All right, so anyway, that's the LG wing. That seems to be the fascinating phone from the week. So I didn't want to leave this out because I just figured Motorola deserves a little talking up too. So you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one.
Okay.
Motorola 5G.
All right.
I don't know.
The
I don't
Razr.
know if $1,000 is too much for the LG G Wing. It's a phone that swivels. It doesn't compromise you in any way. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Big House, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Big House. Okay, let me
Okay.
go.
This is on Android Authority again.
Motorola Razr 5G arrives in the US and it is the cheapest foldable on the market. After a 3-week wait, the Motorola Razr 5G is finally hitting the shores of the USA. The foldable will be sold unlocked from a number of retailers from October 2nd and on contract with the
today.
likes of
Yeah, that's today.
AT&T and T-Mobile. So you guys, I guess, can stop whatever you're doing. We'll wait. You go to AT&T and T-Mobile, order your phones, or Motorola's website. Buy it unlocked. That's even better. At AT&T, customers trading in an eligible device can snag a Razr 5G for up to $700 less its original $1,400 price tag by porting their number to the network. Existing customers can also get up to $400 off the Motorola Razr for adding a line or getting $300 off by upgrading to the device. So you'll just be paying $1,100.
Exactly.
T-Mobile users can get the phone for half off with 24 monthly bill credits when you activate a new. You have to activate a new line and then do a trade-in. They're just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, a lot of them do that though.
If you're on the hunt for an unlocked Motorola Razr 5G, the phone will be available through Amazon, Best Buy, B&H Photo alongside the Motorola's official store. The phone will be sold for $1,100, $200, well, $1,200, $200 off its original launch price.
And that's on day one, so that surprised me.
They did the same thing with the Motorola Edge, where they sold it for almost like 40% off. Okay. Or is it 30%?
On day one?
On day one, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Motorola faces some stiff competition in the U.S. folding clamshell market, too. Does it? It's just the Motorola Z Flip 5G. It's arguably setting the pace for this particular form factor, but it's $100 more expensive than the Razr. The Z Flip arguably remains the better choice, but Motorola's aggressive pricing should see the Razr 5G recruit some fans. The upgrades over its predecessor should help the phone make an impression too. Motorola's second crack at a foldable phone retains the original clamshell form factor, but it upgrades to the 765 5G, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. The battery is also larger than its predecessor at 2,800 milliamp hours. While this time around, buyers will also get access to 5G networks.
So it kind of makes sense to me that $200 off day one. I think that's because most people would get the Z Flip, I think, over this, but for $300 less than the Z Flip, maybe they could sell it.
I don't know. It depends on how I like the form factor. If I'm really looking forward to a smaller phone, then maybe I'll get the cheaper Motorola Razr 5G.
Okay. I hope it's better than last year, because last year people thought the build quality was not very good, remember?
Yeah. But what's his name? Mr. Mobile. He did a review, and he was saying even the camera quality holds its own against the Galaxy Z Flip 5G.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to watch it yet. Okay. Now, Gary's, let's see.
Bad news, Brown. Gary's saying that T-Mobile's going to make you put $500 down.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Big House is saying that. Yeah,
That was
and Big House, you're probably right. I think that's why they took off the 200 on day one. Yeah, but yeah, Gary's saying going to make you put 200 down. Keystone Tech. Well, there's too many phones. Well, get ready. In the next 2 weeks, you're going to see a lot more.
Let me go to Motorola's website. In fact,
Okay, go
let
check
me
it
see,
out.
Nate. Yeah, I'll go right now. I mean,
We're trying to give you live information on the fly, folks.
maybe I'll even purchase it. What do you know?
I was going to say, as soon as you said that, I'm thinking you've got to be thinking about buying it.
Hold on, can we? Let me share the screen. Cookies, you don't get my cookies. Ooh, if you use a Rakuten, you can get 1% cash back, which off $1,000 is what, $10?
Okay.
So you can get $10 cash back. You'll save even more money. You can thank me later. Okay, Razer flipping by now. I like that box.
Yeah, well, even last year the box was cool, like the way it came. Okay, yeah, there's the 200 off right there.
And they're only showing it in one color. I thought that was supposed to be like a very gold color.
I don't remember.
It's supposed
Are
to be
you
a-
adding to cart? Yeah, are you adding to cart? Go for it. You gonna do this live?
No, there's supposed to be like a premium sleeve case. I want to check that out.
I thought you were adding to cart.
I'm checking out the sleeve case. That's $100.
We may have a scoop here, folks.
What is this sleeve case? That's $100.
I have no idea.
My finger's going slow.
Yeah. Brian is saying too much for these foldables. Keystone Tech is saying 250 gig and up.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Okay.
It's like a case, a real leather case with a concise and expressive ID to show the divine and provide protection for $100. Ooh,
Okay.
Motorola, you wild.
Yeah, that just seems too much. And look at Big House is saying here, 650 on Swapper already.
For what?
Oh, that's last year's. I'm sorry, I was thinking it was this year's. Okay.
Yeah, the only problem, I mean, I didn't really see any much problem with last year's model except the battery life. People were just worried about, the creaking sound. That was the only construction problem people had with last year's models.
Okay.
It was a creaking sound to make when you closed it.
But yeah, Brian was saying it's too much, and Big House agrees.
Well, these foldables, they're not for the frugal buyer.
Well,
We're
that's
not there yet. We're not there yet, folks. I'm sorry.
all day. People were asking me about this when I was out at work. And I have to say, I absolutely love this Duo, even with the software bugs, which are occasional. Okay.
Big House is like, he just saw a case. You really saw a case for the Moto Razr for $5. Wow.
Really?
I thought that phone would be too niche for Walmart to even have something for it, but I guess Walmart's got something for everyone.
Well, sometimes. Okay, here, comment just showed up here. Okay. Yeah, and you can't even, for this Duo, it's hard to find the case. Who was it? It's supposed to make one. I'm on their waiting list.
D-Brand?
No, I already ordered the D-Brand skin. That they just shipped that out yesterday. No, the expensive case maker.
Otterbox?
Otterbox is making one, and of the 5 companies that are supposedly making a case, that was the cheapest. But they haven't even sent an email that it's out yet. But D-Brand did send me an email that my skin is shipping. So
Hey, look at Brian's comment. Look at Brian's comment. We have 2 foldables. Pounds.
okay, well,
I disagree with that. That's not the whole point of these foldables is so that it doesn't look like we got, like, it doesn't look like we're happy to see someone.
that's true. Oh, and by the way, for a lot of people who don't think this is pocketable, a lot of people are saying, including me, that this is very pocketable. You know, as soon as you close it, it's very easily pocketable. I keep it in my shirt pocket up top. So
It looks like it's the size of those field notes books.
I don't know field notes books.
The field notes, you know, the note-taking things you can. Never mind.
I don't know it. Sorry, maybe I'm too old.
It's supposed to be very ancient.
Oh, well, so am I. Okay. And this story I put in just because I thought it was an interesting story. So I'm going to share it. And I kind of agree with what he's saying here. This was on CNET. And he's saying Amazon's Ring drone camera sets a bad precedent for privacy. Ring's Always Home Cam doesn't offer nearly enough convenience to justify its risks to privacy. He's going to explain. Come on. Okay. So that's what it looks like. And it'll hover around your house. And if somebody breaks into your house, it'll capture a shot of that. But anyway, Amazon's fall hardware event has come and gone. And as usual, it delivered a jet stream of announcements, including new Echo smart speakers, an all-new cloud gaming platform, and perhaps most interestingly, a flying camera drone from Amazon's home security brand Ring. Yes, the Ring Always Home Cam can literally undock, hover into a given room, and record footage of, say, a break-in. Depending on your point of view, Ring's new drone cam could be a symbol of the shining robotic future, or it could be a harbinger of darker days ahead. Ring insists its new camera is secure and private, and when the launch date of early 2021, you won't have to worry about it this year. But regardless of the particulars at release, the Always Home Cam is a bad precedent. The trade-off at the core of most privacy debates pits convenience against access to your data. The idea is the more data you let a tech giant access, the better they can help you. Google services from search to Gmail to Google Maps are prime examples of this trade-off at work. Google says it can serve up results from ads to restaurant recommendations informed in part by what it knows about your preferences. I've explored this core logic and its many implications before, but for now, I just have a question about Ring's new flying camera. Why should anyone buy a product that seriously erodes their own privacy and that of their community for something only very mildly convenient? Let's be honest, minor convenience is what this drone deals in. You get 5 minutes of battery life, which means you'll have just enough time to check on sounds of entry in case of a break-in, or more likely to double check your stove to make sure you turned it off, or your dog to make sure she's alive. Spoiler, she is. In the unlikely case a burglary is in progress, will a camera-equipped drone change the outcome? Will it be a more effective deterrent than, say, an alarm, or significantly more likely to identify the intruder than a couple of indoor or outdoor smart cams strategically aimed at points of entry? The answer to both is likely no. I agree 100%. Counting the cost. Importantly, the cam's cost isn't just $250. It's your privacy too. Sure, the camera is blocked while docked, and the drone only patrols when you tell it to. But then Amazon has been systematically extending the independence and reach of its home technology, making Alexa in particular more proactive and predictive. Yeah, that Alexa that follows you, you around as you move, that still seems kind of creepy to me.
Yeah.
Alexa Guard and Guard Plus listen for a wide range of noises like glass breaking and footfalls, and Amazon is expanding the voice assistant's ability to respond to such noises too, including babies crying, dogs barking, people snoring, and more. I would be surprised to see Amazon's Cam Drone not offering proactive monitoring in response to certain noises when it releases next year. But such features only raise more questions, and serious ones at that. Ring has partnered with hundreds of police forces across the country in efforts to reduce crime, although, as we've reported, the evidence suggests such cooperation does not reduce crime rates. I didn't know that.
No, it doesn't. Of course not. England should be a prime example of this. I
Okay.
said it before. Like, what is it? Like 60% of all the world CCTV is in the United Kingdom, and they still
Okay.
have crime, guys. It doesn't
Okay.
prevent it.
Okay, good point. Along the way, experts have raised alarms at the ethical slippage occurring. Coordinated video surveillance curated by Amazon and even partially accessible to the police represents a major blow to privacy. I agree 100%. All of that hoopla is for cameras outside the home. Think of the complications added by cameras patrolling inside your home. When I reached out to ask about specific security and privacy measures, a Ring spokesperson said the Always Home Cam was designed as a privacy-first option, particularly for those customers who want the benefit of whole home security but may not want to install cameras in every room of their houses, such as bathrooms or bedrooms. They went on to list the limitations of the device, including its inability to go up or downstairs, its loud motor, oh, that's not good, its lack of microphone, and more. Finally, the representative offered the usual response about cooperation with police. Ring receives and responds to legally binding law enforcement requests for user information on a regular basis. But the company will not disclose video recordings without customer consent. I don't buy that. Unless necessary to comply with the law, or there's an emergency involving danger of death or serious injury, emphasis added. To respond, I agree that the Ring Always Home Cam is a better option than installing cameras in your bathrooms, though bathroom cams, which are largely illegal in public restrooms for precisely privacy reasons, are not the standard against which we should hold up our home security devices. While the technical limitations of the Always Home Cam certainly help maintain some semblance of privacy mindedness on the part of Ring, the camera still sets a problematic precedent. Once these cameras are adopted more widely, any incremental improvements to security, such as microphones or longer battery life, will necessarily result in privacy erosion. Ring's response to questions about police involvement were particularly disappointing because of its long history of initiating with police forces, as in its growing network of police partners. Days ago, Ring's parent company, Amazon, attempted to soothe the concerns of privacy analysts about its expanding sidewalk project by comparing its service to the Postal Service. Amazon helps direct your data, but doesn't open it up and read it, as it were. I'm sorry, I'm not buying. By contrast, Ring seems to communicate again and again that they are more than willing to open up your private data and share it with police. I get the same feeling. While Apple refuses to unlock phones belonging to terrorists, Ring happily cozies up to police departments and acts as though their request of your private data should be honored without a fight. I agree 100%. I like Apple's way better. And, much as I'm a police supporter, any enforcement agency, if they can get into your data, they're going to be tempted to do it. So
they're going to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The user data convenience equations here seems clear to me. The Ring Always Home Cam isn't Google Maps, which helps us navigate our world while gathering data on our daily travels. It isn't even Facebook, which allows us to connect with our friends while gathering data in our lives. on our lives. This is a camera-equipped flying drone to install in your home, which will let you double-check things can already double-check on apps like lights and door locks. It welcomes a company with a record more spotted than clean to keep footage of your most private spaces. Will the Always Home Cam turn your reality much more dystopian than it already is? Probably not, but it's taking steps in that direction. My take, frogs in fear, this is good. Frogs in fear of boiling water shouldn't wait for the water to get uncomfortable. They should just avoid pots on top of burners. That's true. I won't buy the new Ring Always Home Cam when it drops in 2021. You shouldn't either. And I agree. And I think specifically because they cooperate so freely with the police, and the police are, I guess, going to try to do their job, but people, humans being humans, if they can get your data, they're going to go after, somebody's going to go after your data. So I agree. I don't think anybody should buy it.
I think, what's the piece of heavy?
Wait, you're kind of far away from the microphone.
The microphone on my AirPods. Ooh,
Oh, okay.
crap. Sorry, I forgot about my rice in the Instapot.
It sounds like your house is being robbed.
I had to, I actually have the drone cam, and it was just,
If
buzzing
you
around.
had to, all you had to do was raise your hand. You could have gone. All right, let's see what's going on.
What was I saying? Did someone break it? It was my rice, Will. My rice was overcooking. But what was he saying? What did Juan say this Monday when we was talking about it? He was saying initially it will be good against burglars initially because they're burglars. The career burglar. If you get into the mindset of the criminal,
Right?
the home invasion artist. They're used to the dogs. They're used to the security cameras, the ADT signs. But if they once they break in and then all of a sudden this drone comes flying around, they're gonna be like, whoa, what's this?
Or they're going to knock it down.
But no, they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be more. They're gonna knock it down, but then they're gonna leave because there was just flying thing that was just taking pictures. They don't know what that is.
Okay,
That's probably gonna work for like 6 months or so before they get used to it. Like, okay, this is what that is.
And I think we have a basic disagreement here. In my opinion, as he stated that towards the beginning of that article, in my opinion, if a criminal's breaking into my house, is he going to be more afraid of that drone that's capturing his picture, or is he going to be more nervous about the big alarm that's being set off all over the neighborhood that everybody can hear? I'd rather have the loud alarm.
Well, what if he's able to disable the alarm?
Most of the time, they're not going to be able to disable the alarm beforehand. That's my guess. Yeah, maybe once they break in, but my guess is once the alarm goes off, they're more likely to run away from that than they will from a camera. And like you say, Juan was saying, get into the mindset of the criminal. Well, I don't think he can do that. You can check with Eleanor. I have said for years, if we're normal, law-abiding, decent people, there's no way in the world we can understand the way a criminal thinks. It's just not going to happen. Just not.
Of course you can.
No, you
Of
can't.
course you can. How do you think law enforcement works or detectives?
I said if we're normal people, that's because that's what they do for a living. You and I don't do that for a living. You are never going to be able to think like a criminal, and neither am I. And I've known a number of criminals. But normal people cannot think like a criminal. Criminals just think too different. Trust me. Because if they didn't, we'd be criminals also.
I think in the criminal's mindset, it's more opportunistic than.
But it's more than just okay. Maybe I have an advantage here because I was raised with a whole bunch of mafia wise guys. But it's more than just opportunistic. They also have a streak, a couple of streaks. One being a mean streak, and another being a lack of decency that the rest of us do have. That's why they can do some of the terrible things they do, and they don't give a crap. Where you and I couldn't possibly do it because our own conscience didn't let us.
So you're saying most of these criminals, they don't have empathy, is what you're talking about.
They don't have empathy, and they hardly have any conscience. The only reason that I'm here today is because what I learned from those guys, I learned to be just as mean and nasty as them. And most of the guys I was raised with couldn't do that, but I could because I had it done to me. So I learned how to do it. Most people are never going to think like that, and they're not going to be able to. So I don't think we can get into the mind of a criminal. Really
so you don't think the drone is a useful tool?
No, I don't. I think the fact that they're so willing to share data with the police is a really, really turnoff. Because yes, I generally trust police, and I generally like and support police, but people are going to snoop if you give them a chance to snoop. That's just how people are. So, yeah. So I would not buy that. Absolutely.
And
stop it, Will.
Big House is saying, just get a dog.
Yeah, and that's true.
That's true.
But I'd still rather have a loud alarm. That's just me. Okay. The next story, I just thought these were some good Prime Day deals coming up. So you want to take this one?
Oh, yes, I love deals.
Okay, good. All right, this is on The Verge again.
Thank you,
this
God.
Is some of the, and this is some of the stuff coming up. Now, Brian's comment was, I just think of people at their worst. And that's my point. Criminals, I think, are generally people at their worst. Most of us are never going to be that. That's why I think we can't think like that.
I think Will is on his iPhone because he has a squirt gun.
Yeah, what?
He has a squirt gun, which I think is because he's on an iPhone or something.
Oh.
Apple doesn't let you show real guns. Let's see. Okay. So yesterday, Amazon announced that Prime Day 2020 is locked for October 13th and 14th. Man, that week is going to be crazy.
This is going to be a heck of a week between new devices and Prime. And then, the next story you'll see too. Go ahead.
It's usually in July, but the coronavirus pushed it back. Now, next door neighbors to other shopping holidays like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Some early deals have already been released ahead of the big day, and even more are likely to trickle as they have today. The new ball-shaped Amazon Echo, the 4th generation, is normally $100 per smart speaker, but you can load up on 2 for $170, which will save you $30 when you check out and use the code ECHO 2PAK, 2PK.
Yeah.
This product will release until October 22nd, but it's a nice way to save money on this tech that you probably already own if you're in the market for an Echo. The new Echo Dot 4th generation is a cheaper option that can also be purchased in a 2-pack with similar savings. These cost $50 a piece, but if you add 2 to your cart, the code with Dot 2-pack, you'll get 2 for $80, which is $20 off. This will also be released October 22nd. To save on a 2-pack of Echo Dots that have a built-in digital clock, as shown above, you can paste in the same offer. Your price will be a little higher, though, at $100 for 2 instead of $120. This model will release on November 5th, the 5th of November. Another early Prime Day deal is a 50-inch Insignia 4K HDR television, normally $350. It's $250. No offer code is needed to get this discount right now. I don't really know if that's a really great deal for that TV.
I think that's not a bad deal.
This model comes with Amazon Fire TV software running as the OS, as opposed to requiring additional hardware like a Fire TV stick.
So that does make it a pretty good deal in my opinion.
Yeah. And you get apps like Netflix, Disney, YouTube, Hulu, and of course Prime Video. The TV's overall picture and build quality probably doesn't hold a count to more expensive options, but this could be a good fit if you need something big and cheap that gives you plenty to watch. Let's see. Also available is a 32-inch TV, which will cost $120. Usually it's on $180. And then there's an Insignia 43-inch Smart 4K UHD Fire TV edition for $200.
Oh wait, I looked this up. It says $199.99, normally $200.
$200.
It's actually, I went and looked it up. It's actually normally $300.
Okay, I was about to say, yeah, you get to save a whole cent.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, save $40 on the Echo Show 5, which is only $90, and the Echo Show 5 and Bleak Mini for $55, which is normally $135. Okay, that's a good deal.
That's a good deal. Anyway, I just thought some of those deals were pretty cool. So.
I don't know. It's in October. I think I'm going to be waiting for, what's it called? Singles Day on AliExpress. So that's a deal.
Okay, that's the big day in China. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you celebrate singledom.
Now, of course, if you're ordering by AliExpress, it's going to be about 2 weeks before you receive the stuff, right? But I guess you could save a lot of money.
2 weeks, more like 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
I think the longest I waited for something that I imported from China was like 3.5 weeks. I don't think I waited any longer than that for anything.
Usually for me, it's like a month, month and a half, sometimes 2 months. The fastest for me was 2 weeks, though, which was the projector I got.
Okay, yeah, but I've only ordered over the years maybe 5 things. And I pretty much always order from Geek Buying or Gear Best. Yeah.
What's his name? Big House says Big House is like in the 4K TV for $250. Yeah, 4K is going cheap now, Big House. Now that 8K is a thing.
Yeah, well, my 4K that's sitting over here, I got that after I moved here. Yeah, and that was, I think it was under 300 even then. That's a TCL. So, let's see. And of course, to the last story, there's Brian's comment. A bone-breaking bite. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So the follow-up story.
Yeah, Walmart and Target are also going to have their own sale events.
And my heading on the post, Target and Walmart cutting in on Prime Day again, because that's exactly what they did last year. So let me go share the screen.
Did they though? I feel like they just match whatever Amazon was.
No. They came up with their own sales right away on doing Prime. And my guess is they're going to do it more this year. All right, this is on CNET again. Walmart, Target to hold their own sales events alongside Amazon Prime Day. Going to be lots of deals to choose from in October. Amazon's Prime Day won't be the only big sales event in October. Walmart and Target this week both announced plans to offer up their own deals during online events that just happen to line up with Amazon's annual shopping fest. CNET revealed last week that Prime Day will happen on October 13th to 14th, and Amazon confirmed the sale dates on Sunday. On Monday, Walmart said it'll be holding a big save online event that runs October 11th through 15th. So they're on both sides of Prime Day. They're starting before Prime Day and finishing on the 15th. The retail giant said it'll offer Black Friday-like savings on thousands of items, including electronics, toys, beauty items, and more. Somebody's got to tell Mike, because Mike loves Black Friday deals. Free 2-day shipping will be available on some orders over $35, Walmart said, while some may be eligible for free next-day delivery or in-store pickup. On Tuesday, Target laid out plans for its Deal Days event, which will happen on 13th and 14th, same days. Target said the online event will feature deals on hundreds of thousands of items across electronics, home, toys, beauty, and more. The retailer is also offering contactless drive-up and order pickup on many deals, and said some deals will be eligible for same-day delivery be shipped, which I never heard of. Target added that select deals will also be available on its website starting October 5th. So that's Monday. The retailer said it also plans to offer Black Friday pricing all November and will extend its price match guarantee beyond 14 days for items that are Black Friday deals between November 1st and December 4th.
Ooh la la.
Amazon's Prime Day typically takes place in mid-July, but the shopping event was delayed this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. The new dates for Prime Day could alter the dynamics of the event, with customers potentially buying their holiday gifts earlier than usual because the sale will be held much closer to this year's end. And that makes sense because everybody is pushing up their Christmas stuff. The stores already have their Christmas stuff out. Salvation Army is already starting to drive, and a bunch of other ministries are already starting, and they're all starting early because of the coronavirus thing. So that makes sense. But what strikes me here is that Walmart is always, trying to go after Amazon and try to match Amazon, and Target, is trying to match Amazon. They should be trying to match Walmart because Walmart's the one that's going to put them out of business eventually. I've been saying that for years. In the end, we're going to end up with two shopping choices. One's going to be Amazon and one's going to be Walmart. And I don't think that's going to change. So anyway, so we're going to have lots and lots of deals, and we're going to have that's going to be a real busy tech week. I'm sorry, are we keeping you awake?
I don't know what's up with me.
Okay.
Anything you have to buy, though? Anything you're looking forward to buy?
I have to get my iPhone. Isn't the iPhone event supposed to be in that same week, or we don't know yet?
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
My goodness, the 15th, boy.
Yeah, that's going to be one heck of a. Let's take a look at the calendar here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at this calendar too.
Matter of fact, let me share my screen. Oh, the calendar doesn't show up. Okay, never mind.
So it's not next week.
So it's not next week, it's the week after next, but it's a week from, it starts a week from next to, or the 12th is a week from next.
Oh yeah, and we get Columbus Day off. Do I get Columbus Day off? Yeah, I get Columbus Day off. That's the biggest thing.
I don't, Enterprise still rents cars. So.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I don't work on
Indigenous Peoples Day. Screw Christopher Columbus.
Okay. Oh, it's People's Day now?
Indigenous Peoples Day.
Okay. But shouldn't that mean Indians get off quicker than anybody else? They're indigenous to here. In any case, it wouldn't affect me because I only work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday every week. So.
I got a physical that week. Otherwise, yeah, I'm all good.
What day is Apple's event? I thought it is the 12th. Am I wrong that it's the 12th? Or is it?
Siri knows. Hey, when are the new iPhone coming out? iPhone 12.
Everything you need to know about Apple products is at Apple's website.
Yeah, useless Siri.
In other words, I'm not telling you crap. Let's try it over here. Hey, Google, when's the next Apple event?
On the website macrumors.com, they say September 2020 event. Apple held an event on Tuesday, September 15th, unveiling the new Apple Watch Series 6,
I know
Apple
about
Watch SE, iPad Air, and 8th generation iPad.
Nope.
To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant.
It's telling me about the event they had in September, which I already knew that. Okay, somehow the 12th got in my head. I could be wrong. Are you looking it up?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see.
The big house is right, George.
13th.
Walmart. Oh, it is the 13th,
Yeah,
Tuesday.
anticipated to be the 13th. Yeah.
It's sticking with Tuesday like they always do. I should have known. Okay. Okay, Big House is backing me up here, and then, of course, he's making fun of Siri. as we all do. Okay, this next story, I just found it interesting, and those of you who follow my website, even though I haven't written much lately, know that I tend to cover these stories when I do write articles. I'm going to share the screen. You want to read this one, or you want me to do it?
I got it. I'll read your.
All right, this is on Android Central again. Okay.
Google's sexual harassment settlement includes stringent reforms to internal policies by Mohammed Jarir Kanji. What you need to know. Google's recent settlement over its handling of sexual harassment and incidents includes detailed reforms to its internal policies. Alongside a $310 million commitment to diversity, equality, and inclusion, it also contains over 80 changes to how it handles such incidents. Google executive teams, including CEO Sundar Pichai, will also be actively responsible for its diversity pledges.
Yep.
More than a year after Google became the subject of legal action over its mishandling of sexual allegations, incidents involving top executives, the company earlier this month settled the lawsuit with promises of swift reforms. This includes not only a $310 million pledge toward diversity, equality, and inclusion initiatives, but as CNBC reports, also requires the company to institute sweeping reforms to its internal policies concerning sexual misconduct, discrimination, and retaliation incidents. In total, the 177-page settlement filing obliges Google and parent company Alphabet to more than 80 changes to its policies.
That's a lot of changes.
The company had in 2018 resolved to enforce arbitration for full-time employees at Google, but has now extended the same to also include all its workers, including contract employees, as well as those working at Alphabet's other Bets division.
Which I think is good.
The extensive settlement aims to serve as an example for Silicon Valley at large, with Julie Goldsmith-Rizier, a lawyer representing the Google shareholders that initiated the lawsuit, telling CNBC, "The excuse has always been that these were just a few bad apples. This is the first time that they're saying in detail it's bigger than that, and we are not going to allow this."
What surprised me is that this suit was initiated by Google's own shareholders. That surprised me. I didn't realize that.
Alphabet has agreed to revise its use of NDAs, to which could be used by executive and those empowered to silence other employees' complaints of discrimination and harassment. Employees will not be allowed to discuss facts relating to such incidents.
Let me make a point here. As a contractor for 15 years in Florida, as a programming contractor, they could very easily, with contractors, use an NDA to keep your mouth shut about that kind of stuff. So they're absolutely right there.
How though? I mean, you have to sign
because you are signing something that says you won't say anything. Now they have to be.
Why would you sign it though?
Because you want money.
So they paid you for your silence. So
yeah, that's what they would be doing. But they could very easily do that. You'd be amazed at what you find in NDAs with contractors, and I've signed a lot of them. Trust me.
So Google executives Sundar Pichai, Global Affairs Chief Kent Walker, and Core Engineering SVP Jen Fitzpatrick will additionally not only be a part of the new minted Diversity, Equality, and Inclusion Council, but will also be accountable for the implementation of the council's initiatives.
And I think that's great that the big shots are involved.
A new rapid response team will be responsible for handling allegations against senior executives, while also creating a new tool to track employees' interactions with HR. The company has also committed to a policy of not providing severance packages to employees who are being investigated for harassment or discrimination, something that was the cause of much furor following Andy Lumen's $90 million severance package.
That's right.
Despite allegations of sexual misconduct. Employees will similarly not be allowed to amend their stock plans while under investigation.
Yeah, I wrote an article about that stupid $90 million severance that he got while he was being investigated. That was ridiculous. The only thing I kind of disagree with here is this paragraph The rapid response team will be responsible for handling allegations. I think that should be an outside. It's
An
not
outside party, yeah.
It should not be somebody who works for Alphabet, in my opinion. Other than that, I think it's pretty good.
I figured it would be like, something to force,
You're too far away.
How am I far away? These AirPods are supposed to let you hear me.
Well, you sound too far away. How's that? You're so far away, doesn't anybody? In any case, I think they're making some good changes here, but I think that should be an outside party that does the investigation. But that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
I
So,
thought
go
get
ahead.
Me Too involved. Get the Me Too group involved. Yeah, they're
No, I don't know. Not them, because they just, anybody they want gone, they just accuse them and they're gone. So I disagree with that too.
okay.
Okay. This one I thought was interesting.
But yeah, actually, I think Google does have vested interest because two of their executives, Rubin and what was his name, Sergey Brin,
Yeah.
got in trouble with their misconducts.
Yeah.
Affects.
Okay. This one is you, right?
No, this is you.
Oh, this is me. Okay. So, sorry, I get confused. I'm a confused old man. All right. This is on the verge again. It's past time for the Apple Watch to add QI wireless charging.
It doesn't have that?
No.
How does it charge then?
You put on the little pad. That's all. You just lay it on the little.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't have QI wireless charging, and they never have so far. And I agree. That's why I included this, because I agree with this 100%. Apple needs to embrace the universal charging standard it already uses. The Apple Watch Series 6 is officially out with the latest entry to Apple's smartwatch lineup, adding new features like a blood oxygen sensor, which I think is way overblown, just my opinion. I mean, this watch has a blood oxygen sensor too, but to me, when you're as healthy as I am, who cares? That's just my opinion. But the company has once again punted on a long overdue addition to the Apple Watch, supports for the universal QI wireless charging standard. And yes, they already use it on the phones, just not the watches. It's an incredibly frustrating limitation to the product, one that ensures that you can only use Apple's chargers to recharge the device. More importantly, it means you can't use a standard wireless charging pad, despite the fact that QI is used almost universally across the tech industry. Even Apple uses QI charging for its iPhones and AirPods, just not the Apple Watch, which is kind of weird. Since the original Apple Watch was released in 2015, Apple has used one type of charger, a proprietary magnetic charging pump. And while the company does allow third-party companies to develop their own versions of Apple's chargers and integrate them into their own product while paying a licensing fee, of course, so Apple's made for iPhone program. Gee, what a surprise. Today, Apple Watch cables are virtually unchanged from when they were released 5 years ago. The only real change, the addition of a USB-C variant to the lineup in 2018, although it's still not the cable that Apple uses in a box, despite every single Apple laptop supporting the port standard for nearly all I/O options. The insistence on sticking to its proprietary charger only gets worse when one considers Apple's own environmental messaging. That's true. Apple proudly announced at its event that it would no longer include USB wall plugs in its Apple Watch boxes, even its luxury edition and Hermes models. Out of concern over its environmental impact, it's rumored to be doing the same thing on this year's iPhone models. But if Apple is concerned about the environment, it should also consider the millions of proprietary cables for those products. Apple used to exclusively use MagSafe chargers and Lightning cables across its entire product line, which can't be used with anything else. But even that has started to change. MacBooks and most iPads use USB-C now. Yes, my new one does. iPhones and AirPods, while still stuck on Lightning, offer standard QI wireless charging. That's true. In theory, it's possible to use a full portfolio of Apple's devices now without ever touching an Apple charging standard, except for the Apple Watch. There are difficulties in changing to a new standard. Apple historically tends to dislike change and enjoys the control it has over peripherals. I think it was old folks like me that dislike change. There are engineering challenges with creating a magnetic charging disc that offers the ease of use of the current one while still supporting QI pins. And of course, there's momentum. Millions of people already have Apple Watch chargers, which Apple introduced years before it started to adopt the QI standard. And changing to a new charging standard would mean either figuring out a way to ensure backwards compatibility or leaving them out. But none of these are insurmountable problems. Apple has changed chargers before in a way that completely broke compatibility with years of products when it changed from its 30-pin connector to Lightning.
That is very true.
Okay. And customers somehow managed to adapt. Switching Apple Watch chargers might even be easier given that there's a far smaller accessory ecosystem built around the Apple Watch than the iPod 30-pin connector. And while, yes, there are no doubt engineering issues, especially as the number of sensors on the back of the Apple Watch continues to grow, that is true. They're not insurmountable. Apple already uses an inductive charging system that's extremely similar to QI, at least technically. As iPhysics teardowns show, Apple cleverly uses a copper disc around the other sensors for the inductive receiver and to prevent interference from the magnet. John Perzow, VP of Market Development at the Wireless Power Consortium, claimed in 2015 that Apple is already using a modified version of the regular QI charging standard for its charging. I didn't know that. The Apple Watch Series 3 was even reported to work with some QI pairs. Well, I got to try that at one point, although that seems to be no longer be the case. Between the work Apple's already done and the company's engineering prowess, it doesn't seem like an impossible task. But Apple's insistence on its own standards is becoming increasingly unsustainable, especially as USB-C has begun to actually unify charging for hardware across nearly all product segments. Apple itself has had to contend with these warring standards with the inability to integrate the Apple Watch, reportedly one of the bigger issues with its canceled AirPower charger. I didn't know that. Even now, most wireless chargers have been forced to choose between lacking any Apple Watch support at all or figuring out an awkward way to shoehorn in a separate Apple charging pad. But at some point, Apple needs to rip off the bandage and switch to a proper universal standard. And the longer it waits to do it, the harder that transition is going to be. So I just thought he was making good points here.
Do it for the watches at least. For the iPhones, I think Apple would sooner put,
Yeah, but we already have QI charging for the iPhones. Half the time, I charge mine online.
I thought he meant, universal USB-C chargers, but Apple would rather make those phones portless.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought it was. I thought he made a very good point. Let's see what's happening.
Good point. I was actually looking at getting an Apple Watch, but I thought they had Qi charging, but never mind.
No, they don't. Yeah, I'm going to get when I get the phone. I'm not buying the watch until I get the phone. So when I get the phone, I'm going to buy the SE along with it because I just don't need the stuff that's in the 6. And for other people, the blood stuff may be important. For me, it's extremely non-important because I'm so healthy and I know it, and I keep myself that way. So I don't need the other stuff. That's why, like the sleep tracking, I have 3 watches now with sleep tracking. Have I ever used them? No, I don't need it.
This is all I need for a fitness tracker right here. You guys are all just worried about watches.
Oh,
this little pill.
Which one is that?
This is the Xiaomi Mi Band. the
Oh,
fitness
okay.
tracker.
Whose Mi Band did I have? Oh, I had the. Who made the Mi Band first?
Xiaomi.
Xiaomi. Okay, then I had one when it first came out.
Yeah, this is the first one. The one.
Well, then somebody else made a band that looks just like it. What, 3-4 years ago? And I had one. It didn't last very long though. And it was China. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the Chinese companies. It wasn't
Meizu?
Huawei. No, it wasn't Meizu. You know, Meizu wasn't even that famous yet. Can't remember who it was. Anyway, it didn't last very long.
But
So-
yeah, in terms of battery, yeah, this lasts for like a month, 3 weeks. Well, now
That's
battery's
good.
gone down a bit.
All right. You're going to take the last story? I just
that was a story about the Bluetooth speakers.
yeah, I wanted to include that because I just thought it was people should know about it. Do you mind? I mean, do you mind reading it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
threw this in there because
To be honest, I actually closed the link down because I thought I didn't think it was part of this.
no, I wanted to read the story because I think people should know that you can get, from what this article says, some decent Bluetooth speakers for under $50.
All right.
This is on Android Central.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, sure. So let's see. Best Bluetooth speakers that can be had for $50 in 2020.
Yep.
So the best overall is the Soundcore Flare Mini. The one with the best value is the Sony SRS XB01. The best 360-degree sound is the Ancore Soundcore Motion Q. And if you're looking for one with the best battery life, that would be the Soundcore 2 Bluetooth speaker. And if you're looking for something that's unique, you can get the Unts Angle Ultra Portable Speaker. And the best smart speaker is the Echo Dot Third. I'm going to have to disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Do you have the third gen? Because I only have the second gen.
I've listened to the third gen. It's nothing. It's just
Okay. I haven't heard
It's an
the-
assistant speaker. It's not even like a proper speaker.
That doesn't mean it can't be good, you know. Anyway, so this is the Soundcore Flare Mini. So they think that's the best overall. Now keep in mind,
Hey.
these are all under $50.
Will is asking which watch you have.
Oh, right now I'm the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3.
No, which Apple Watch do you have?
Oh, the Apple Watch 3. Yeah, that's why
Okay.
that's why I'm going to the SE. I just want to
So
upgrade
the-
a little bit, but I don't want to spend the money for a 6.
Okay, yeah, so that's a good upgrade.
And somebody wrote an article about why the SE was a good buy and you didn't have to spend the money for the 6. And as soon as I saw it, I said, I need to send this to Will, and I never did. But I'll probably find it and send it to you, Will. Okay. All right, anyway, so this is the Anchor Soundcore Flare Mini.
$43, yeah, on Amazon, Walmart, and Newegg. It uses Bluetooth 4.2. It doesn't have an auxiliary port, and they put cons as 12 hours battery life. I think that's a pro.
I don't see that as a con, but that's just me, you know.
They were just being nitpicky.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Sony had any speaker under $50. This surprised me.
Yeah, so did I. And they cut it, and they say it's the best value too.
Yeah, exactly.
And they said, oh, it uses micro USB and no application integration, which sometimes I consider that a plus, really. 6 hours of battery life, IP5. To be honest, I would not have said this is worth a buy for $35.
Oh, well,
I-
only 33 at Amazon.
I say wait for the Anchor to discount their speakers, their $50 speakers on
Yeah,
Prime Day
yeah,
or
you
whatever.
can't go wrong with Anchor generally, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's
All right,
true.
and this says the best 360-degree sound is the Anchor Soundcore Motion. You know. I love that they put it on a skateboard. I just think it's cool, you know. Okay,
Let's
pros.
Built-in microphone, okay. Stereo pairing, dual full-range drivers. Only 10 hours. Oh. And charges over micro USB.
Yeah, and I agree with the micro USB on both of them. You know.
Like if you're selling it in 2020, like if it was released in 2020, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Anchor Soundcore Motion Q. This is the one with this is the runner-up. The
Yeah.
best smart speaker is the Amazon Echo Dot.
Yeah, that's what they said. It may not be a dedicated speaker, but it's a popular choice, it says. You know,
Oh yeah, it has a 3.5 headphone jack. Actually, that's pretty.
that is
Yeah.
good.
Now that you mentioned that, but it always has to be plugged in. Of course, it's not water resistant, and the sound could be better.
Okay. All right. So you
If
were
you-
right. All right. You feel vindicated now, don't you?
Let's see, what was a good one for $50? The JBL Link 10. That was being discounted. That was like that was on clearance. JBL was getting rid of them, so you could have gotten those for under $50.
Okay. Didn't know that.
And
Like,
it would
here's
have
$40. I mean, the Amazon.
And that was a smart speaker as well that
Right.
had to be connected over Wi-Fi, but it was
Okay.
also portable. So yeah.
Yeah, most unique design. Now, they're calling this a unique design, and
I call it ugly.
well, I've already had 2 or 3 speakers that were designed just like this, for years ago. So I don't see where it's so unique.
Big House. Yep, the Echo Dot 3 has the built-in clock.
Yeah, I like that built-in clock. That looks kind of cool, I think.
Yeah.
But of course, you probably don't want to go by me, because if you ask Eleanor how many clocks we had in the house, we had about 37 clocks.
Oh my gosh.
Twice a year, I spent about 45 minutes changing clocks. Now here in this apartment, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clocks, I think. Of course, I've only got 3 rooms.
Yeah.
So as you can tell, I'm somewhat of a clock nut. All right, here's the pros and cons of this 20-hour battery life. So that beats all the others. And it's IP6 splash proof rather than just IP5. So I thought that was pretty good. Again, micro USB.
You know what I noticed with these, Bluetooth speakers in general, they don't seem to be so like caught up in like upgrading their Bluetooth technology like to Bluetooth.
That's true. Yeah, that's why they all are using micro USB, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, or they don't even. I haven't even seen one that goes up to Bluetooth 5.
Yeah.
And what's even more interesting is that their codec they use, it's always SBC. Like I don't see one that goes higher, like aptX or AAC or even LDAC.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. You don't see ASC. Yeah. Right now I only have one Echo Dot, and it's the 2. And I guess I'm more of a Google guy because I've got 3 Google speakers.
Let's see. I have the Google Home that I got for free, and then I have the Insignia Bluetooth speaker that Best Buy was selling for $20.
Okay.
That thing has actually been a pain in the ass, but the main reason why I bought that was because $20, and it shows you the clock and the temperature outside.
Why has it been a pain?
Sometimes, the clock is wrong, so I have to wait for it to I have to wait sometimes days or weeks for the clock to reset itself.
That would drive me crazy. I couldn't deal with that. Like I said, I am a clock nut, and clocks have to be accurate for me.
And, I realized the sound can be better on that, but, it's so big that, it's able
But
to
for
outdo
$20,
my volumes as well.
For $20, hard to complain about the sound, I would think.
But let's see. I think I got this maybe, 2017.
Okay.
I bought this with ZTE money. The
okay.
Harman Kardon.
Okay, it is big. Okay.
Yeah. Sound is actually, yeah. Then what I will say about the sound is that it's very bass heavy.
Okay. Which a lot of people like.
Yeah, but I think 4 to 5 hour battery life, and I don't see myself really. If there's only one thing I could change about it is I wish Chromecast audio still existed, so I could just plug it in the back.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm actually okay with speaker systems. I actually use it to connect it up to my projector.
Okay.
I watch the evening shows.
Okay, cool. Do you know, I'm finding I am watching less and less and less television. It's weird. Right now I'm watching because of the COVID thing, the Formula One, they're still catching up on their races. So there's a race almost every week. And IndyCar, they're still catching up on their races. So I'm watching those a lot. And then I tend to follow the Tour de France guys, the bicyclists, where they're having races almost every week trying to catch up because they're going to run into November. And then, of course, they'll be riding in the snow, which they've done before.
Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine riding up mountains in the Alps in the snow? I have seen them do that. It's no fun and it's real dangerous.
Let's see. Big House has a small Bluetooth speaker made by Klein Tools with a built-in magnet. Now this is interesting.
Okay.
Built-in magnet and is waterproof.
Now, so there's something for you to go look up. I've heard of Klein Tools, but I can't think of where. I don't know why. Anyway, so we've been through all our stories and we're good. I don't know if any of you guys are using the website to follow the stories, but if you do, that way you can just click on the stories just like we do, and you can follow any of the links in there, and of course you can link to any of the videos that are in any of the stories too. So
It would be easy if you can include the link for them
well,
in the description. In the description.
I didn't get home from work until 6:30. Leave me alone. I drove 600 miles a day. Leave me alone. Actually, I enjoyed every minute of that. But anyway, I will keep doing that, folks. And every week I'll have all the stories on my website. So just want to make sure you knew that.
Ooh.
Okay, so got through everything. I didn't think we'd get to them all, but we did. And I really appreciate everybody who came in. And Big House and Will, thank you very much for the super chats. And next week we're going to be with Ted. And of course, we always hope that Will come in when he has a chance. So, Will, we still miss you. Just want you to know that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and Will, when you were on, was it 2 weeks ago you were on with us? Eleanor particularly enjoyed having you back, so I thought you should know.
Aww.
Okay. So. All right, guys. So I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed weekend, and we will see you next week on TED Talks at
Yep.
8:00
Stay
Eastern,
tuned.
7:00 Central. Okay. All right.
What does he keep forgetting? What does he forget to
My
log into? The
website to get the stories. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, next week I will make sure I send it to Ted ahead of time,
And I'll put it in my description
he'll
box.
put it in his description box. All right, guys. So you guys have a blessed and wonderful weekend, and we will see you next week. And now for the usual pregnant pause.